I didn't know that coming in here.
I do like the Oppais. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a big part of it.
Yeah.
The
The
chest.
Oh, okay.
bagangas,
Yes.
the whatever you
Arugas.
want to call it. Yeah, breasts.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I was gonna
I'll
say-
be mature for a second.
Yeah.
Breasts.
When you say it, it's less mature for some reason.
You changed that word.
Yeah,
somehow.
like you made it worse. Yeah.
But I know that Senpai Jay.
Yeah.
Big fan.
All right, this is how we're doing it.
What? No, fuck you.
Yeah. Are you guys ready?
Like this, really?
Yeah. And go. And welcome back to another episode of Anime Shmanime.
Shmanime anime.
Shriggedish wash.
Let's heavily emphasize the Shmanime on this one.
Little mix up to the format today.
Yeah. What's going on? You guys are
Yeah.
you guys are bamboozling me. I'm hoodwinked.
I like to think of it more as a special treat.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
You know?
special
Positive
treat.
spin.
Okay, yeah.
Let's be happy.
Well, okay,
I'm happy.
So here's the thing.
Now. Like as of 2 days ago, I'm
You
happy
finished
again.
watching
Yeah.
this show?
Yeah.
No. No.
I mean,
No, this is a great show.
So
Okay.
I'm Senpai today.
okay, Senpai.
I'm
Okay.
gonna be Senpai today. So,
And I'm anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the
I'm
thing
still
is,
Shmanime.
Yeah.
Like I'll hold that down gladly.
I don't think you could be anything else.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, this anime to me. So for those of you who are listening, I could take it or leave it. I got sucked into it. I did get sucked into it,
Yeah,
but at the
I
end
knew
of the
it.
day, I'm just kind of like, this is kind of mid tier.
Okay.
But
I didn't know
do
that
like-
coming in here.
I do like the Oppais. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a big part of it.
Yeah.
The
the
chest.
Oh, okay.
bagangas,
Yes.
the whatever you
Arugas.
want to call it. Yeah, breasts.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I was gonna
I'll
say-
be mature for a second.
Yeah.
Breasts.
When you say it, it's less mature for some reason.
You changed that word.
Yeah,
somehow.
like you made it worse. Yeah.
But I know that Senpai Jay
Yeah.
Big fan.
is
Okay.
a huge fan.
Big,
Okay.
big fan.
Huge,
Big fan of
huge
this
fan.
show.
Okay.
So he's going to do the defending on this part.
Okay.
Now, I want to give my own disclaimer here, okay?
Yeah.
Is that I recognize that obviously this show has struck a chord with me.
Yeah.
And I recognize that it's not going to strike one with everybody, but
Okay.
there is something undeniable about this show that I've watched this. I've watched the first season like over 5 times.
Oh my God.
Like this show
How?
is so comforting to me and so relaxing and enjoyable to me to watch.
Yeah.
That like that's why I recommend it to as many people as I can, and the reviews have been varied.
I was going to ask, has
Okay.
anyone shared your love for the show? Anyone?
My girlfriend,
Okay.
Alex absolutely loves it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one thing though before we start.
Yeah.
I need you because I just need to try this.
What are you trying?
I need you guys to put both your one finger in each cheek.
Okay.
Right? Okay. One.
I
finger
want to
in
know
each-
what's coming to happen.
No,
before
just trust me. Just trust me.
The problem is you made me watch this show, so now I'm not sure that I can.
Okay, just do what Jay is doing. You got to tilt your head, buddy.
You didn't say that.
Yeah.
お兄ちゃん
That's right. That's right, bitches.
we got drops.
I got drops.
Hold on,
I programmed
Mikey.
the drops.
Ready, Mikey? Ready, Mikey? Hit me with it.
お兄ちゃん
I don't feel good, guys. I don't feel good about this at all.
Yes. This is a good day.
Yeah, you know
Okay.
why? Because you're
I have no idea what I'm listening to.
that's Excalibur
Oh, okay.
saying.
It's been a while. And if you don't remember, I listened to a dub of that.
Oh.
Okay, take it easy there, morning radio host show host.
No, you have to test it out,
This,
man.
Okay.
Come
this
on.
episode
okay.
is just going to be absolutely fucking littered with this.
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
God.
lie.
This episode is going to be absolute litter.
The Shweebs need to hear what we got on deck for them.
Yeah, okay.
They
Well,
need
I
to
guess
know.
we should start off with the spoiler alert as always, because there may or may not be someone out there listening who doesn't know that we're about to just tear this show apart top to bottom.
That's right. That show being.
Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
That's right.
So
One and only.
My first question was for you both, but now it's mostly for you. Like, are you okay, man?
Dude,
Are you good?
I'm fucking fantastic.
Are you sure?
Absolutely, man.
Okay. Are you sure
Absolutely.
this is not like some sort of weird cry for help?
Yeah, I'm positive. Dude.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this love is pure and in my soul.
Okay.
Yeah. It's true joy. That
Okay,
I get out
'cause-
of this show.
I don't know if I don't know how we're gonna come back from this, dude. To be honest with you.
I'm open to exploring that with you.
Okay. Me too. Me too.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
so
we can do this.
I'm gonna describe the show a little bit.
Let's hear your description.
Okay, and
Yeah.
again, it's a show about. We'll get to it. Okay, so you got I Dream of Jeannie, you got Third Rock from the Sun, and you have Friends. Right?
Okay, so,
And so
an all-star hit list of sitcoms.
I agree with you, but a little less of the bestiality in those three than in this one.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
And
yeah.
general, just overt sexuality.
Interspecies love.
Yeah.
I guess would be a way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, it's 6 in one, half dozen another.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, this show is about dragons falling in love with each other and trying to learn how to be humans, essentially.
Yeah, it's about a little kind of family unit that develops in Japan amongst a.
Would you call it a family unit though? Because they just
Yes.
kind of all want to fuck each other.
No,
a lot.
they don't. No, I don't think they just all want to fuck.
Each one of them wants hard to fuck somebody else.
Yeah, don't we all?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But the people that I would want to fuck aren't like animals. They're humans.
Right. Now, they don't look like animals.
No, but
right? That's the catch.
Would you fuck a sexy sheep if it looked like a lady?
If it transformed fully into a human being?
Yeah. Think carefully before you answer this, dude. Because you're going down a road that I can't help you come back to that from, dude. Okay.
I was just asking for clarification. I
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
giving you
okay,
an
we got
answer.
it. I don't actually want to hear your answer because we don't need to go down there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Now, my other thought first, aside from "Are you okay?" is like, "Fuck you guys for making me watch this show, man. Fuck you both because this is a painful experience for me, dude."
See, I was
Painful experience.
I was honestly and truthfully hoping it wouldn't be.
Really?
I mean that, dude. I mean that from the bottom of my
Okay,
heart.
well.
I was really like you have to understand, man. Like I'm just as confused about my love for this show as you are.
Okay.
Like on paper, it doesn't make sense, man. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie to myself either.
Do you know what it sounds like right now? It sounds like you're trying to defend having had sex with an animal.
You're familiar with that defense, I guess. A little too much.
Okay.
But I'm worried you're gonna get fixated on the whole like bestiality
that one's hard
side
to
of
get by,
this.
but it's not the main thing. Okay, it's not the main thing. So
Okay.
here's one of the main things. This show was just fucking boring for me, dude.
Okay.
Like hard to get through, and I found it lacked like a lot of substance.
Sure.
It was very surface level. There's lessons on humanity and lessons on community and lessons on kindness, but they're all so shallow in their level of lesson learning. Mm-hmm. There was not much for me to digest here that made me want to watch another episode.
Sure.
Okay. Like halfway after the first season, in my notes, most episodes included at least one note, kind of like, I wish I didn't have to watch this, or fuck me, or like, what's going on, and why do I care about any of this? Like, every episode had a note like that at some point.
Yeah. So I think one thing you're really nailing on there is there's probably an entire genre of anime that you're not gonna like.
Okay. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get into that a lot as we keep doing the show.
Yes.
I think we're already in the like handful of episodes we've done, kind of like putting me in a lane of what I like and what I don't like.
Sure.
That being said, I'm committed to watching whatever you guys send my way. So there's going to be a lot of fuck you episodes.
Well, we're committed to having you experience all of it.
Okay.
Even the uncomfortable stuff.
Yeah.
Even the stuff you're not gonna like.
Yeah.
Which means, even though we know now that you're probably not gonna like the slice of life genre.
No, but I have liked a lot of those.
Yeah, that's kind of like his jam right now.
Some of them for sure. Yeah.
Like what?
Like Your Name, dude, was like one
is a completely subversive slice of life movie that actually has very little slice of life content in it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Sure.
This is a pure slice of life show where you'll have several episodes where nothing important happens at all.
Yeah.
They're just doing errands.
Yeah.
Or going to school or
Yeah.
work or
Yeah.
getting groceries.
Yeah.
That's it.
It was
That's
like-
true. That's
Yeah.
true slice of life. Okay.
That was
Yeah.
it's like Monster of the Week, but like Slice of Life
Dude,
of the Week.
I have a list of some of those episodes. Noisy neighbor episode. The fan service episode.
Dude.
They just go to the beach. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's your first
The,
trope.
the title.
There's
The title
dude.
there tells you what that episode is for.
Yeah. There's also an episode
Yeah.
where they have a competition about who can make the best lunch for a field trip.
Yep.
Dude.
Dude, hold on. Can you like just for a second just try and wrap your head around like how relaxing it can be sometimes to watch something that is low stakes like that is fun, that isn't stressful, that isn't dramatic, that isn't hitting you over the head with really deep stuff.
Actually,
sometimes you just want to watch something that is just light.
I don't actually have that.
Never?
Not really, dude. Like,
But can you wrap your head around that concept?
I guess
maybe
so.
other people might.
Yeah,
want
sure,
that.
sure. I mean, there's a myriad of different types of shows and movies that different types of people like.
Sure.
I, for one, like get bored real easily in those kind of things, and like I'm out.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly. And I would have been in this show if I wasn't committed to watching it all the way to the end.
Well, I'm really, really glad that you were recommended this show under this context so that you had to watch all of it.
Yes,
And
as the guy who recommended it to me.
Then not just under a friendship context
Okay,
where you
sure.
would have given up after 2 episodes.
100% would have given up. And honestly, like for a person like me, would have been the right move because it's not a show for me.
I'm really happy you made the wrong move.
I guess the good thing about this for you and I as like friends is that like I'm never going to be able to fucking forget this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next like kind of like thought. If we're talking general thoughts, is the fucking sexuality is over the top.
Yes.
For a show that is like across the board under the top, that thing goes way above where everything else
Yep.
is on the show.
And there's a reason for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a very hard reason for why there's
Yeah.
so much overt sexuality in the show.
There's a lot of it. And like to the point where like I can't figure out if it's a kid's show or an adult show. Like it has to be an adult show.
It's certainly an adult show.
But also it's like aside from the sexuality is a children's show. Everything else about it.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
What's adult about it aside from the bouncing tits and the everyone wants to fuck?
The adult characters. There's only three actually. It's only 3 children characters.
But even the adult characters are childish in that they're having to learn the ways of the world from a perspective of someone who's new to it. Do you see what I mean?
Sure, and perhaps under to the brain of somebody who is currently raising a small human.
Yeah.
That is the frame under which you're going to see that, right?
Yeah.
Whereas somebody who is not might look at it from the frame of, oh, these are dragons.
Yeah.
Who are in a new world.
Okay, yeah.
Who are approaching it as aliens to this new world, as opposed to little babies.
Yeah, fair enough. I can get behind that. So I guess like for you, it's more of a Friends, and for me, it was more of like maybe a Full House.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
For the most part, I mean, Kana sticks out obviously as like the most childlike of the family unit that kind of gets built
For
there.
sure, yeah, for sure.
And she plays up that role, but
Big time,
I
yeah.
think even in when you convert things over to the dragon realm, she's also the youngest on that side. as
Yeah,
well.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that kind of hits all the main points for me here. Do you have a history segment, new Senpai?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us something about this
Yeah.
show?
Tell you
New
guys a
senpai.
little something here.
Yeah.
You're a creepy senpai. Like you're.
Oh, hit it again.
Senpai.
Oh, I love it.
Mikey's the kind of senpai that like is gonna make me stay after class and then touch me or something.
Fuck you, man.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying.
There's no way.
There's something going on with your demeanor over there. Like you're enjoying it too much.
Yeah, because I got all the fucking patches finally programmed into this thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so welcome to Mikey's Senpai's Corner. So I'm pretty much just going to read off of Wikipedia.
Fuck yeah. That's exactly what I do. Yeah. Let's go.
So yeah, so this is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. So it's about an office worker programmer Kobayashi gets ready for work. She's greeted by a large dragon. I think we kind of went over some of this shit.
Sure.
But here's the cool stuff. So this is
Stuff.
literally okay. So it's
Mikey,
cool.
all you have to do is read.
No, I'm trying to pronounce it because it's all one word. Okay, it's all one.
Okay.
Yo, this is my first time sitting here. Yeah. Okay.
See, guys, I rest assured you were gonna get
Yeah.
this level of aggression somehow in this show. Even though Mikey's not sitting over here, you're gonna get it.
Yeah,
The fuck
fair
yous are
enough.
gonna be flying.
Go man.
You guys have all these inside jokes now, and especially in this
Yeah,
episode,
because-
I feel like an outsider more than ever.
Good.
Because you gotta start listening or watching them with the subs, man.
I do now. I didn't watch any dubs for this
so,
show.
So that's what. So you should know this.
Thank
okay,
you.
fine.
I'm actually really glad you did.
I couldn't find
Yeah.
it.
Good.
That's why.
Yeah.
No, the voice acting in this is phenomenal.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Okay, so this is called Cool Q. Yeah. Not even gonna try anymore.
Try one more time.
Come on, you got it.
You got it.
Cool Q. Yeah. All right. Anyway, began publishing the series in the first issue of Futubasha's monthly action magazine on 25th of May 2013. So Seven Seas Entertainment licensed the series in North America, and they released the first volume in October 2016. This is the manga, okay? And so the anime on the 18th of April 2016, the wraparound cover of the fourth volume of the series revealed that an anime television series adaptation had been greenlit. The series was directed by Yasuhiro Takemoto at Kyoto Animation. Now, this is the thing about Kyoto Animation. I don't know if you guys remember.
I do, yes.
But
I don't.
This is really sad.
Yeah, this is really, really sad.
Oh.
So a couple years ago, so July 18th, 2019, there was a fire. But it was actually not an accidental fire. So Kyoto Animation arson attack occurred at Kyoto Animation Studio 1 building in the Fushima ward of Kyoto, Japan. On the morning of Thursday, 18th of July, 2019, the arson killed 36 people, injured an additional 33, and destroyed most of the materials and computers in the studio. So,
Including the director of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
yeah.
Damn.
So this is why it's kind of like as lighthearted and fun as this animation is, it like
It's a
a
really
dark
sad
path
story.
past,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a sad story that comes with it of trying to get it out, right?
Okay.
And even with so the second episode of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S happens to embody some ongoing changes to Kyoto Animation's inner workings. They were forced to adapt to the circumstances after the tragedy exactly 2 years ago, while also protecting the young talent. They want to continue training. So, yeah, that's as sad as it is. They were able to push forward, which is great.
Yeah.
And they're really trying to bring the team back together in a different way. That's
For more Miss Kobayashi?
yeah.
Really?
Well,
yeah,
season 2 just aired. Like
Yeah.
it just aired
Oh,
this
really?
year.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
right. Like so,
The manga has gone far further than the
Yeah.
anime has.
So
Okay.
that's why you're gonna see like a lot of pacing difference in the second season.
Yeah, I did notice the second season was like had a lot of different vibes, a lot of
Yeah.
different things going on. Yeah,
But that's the thing, right? So that's kind of why.
sure.
But that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna do 2 sound samples for you, and I want you to tell me who it is.
かわいい
Kana.
That's Kana for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luca.
Is that what it got? Okay, I don't know. It could have been any of them.
Yeah. No, I knew that. Yeah. Yeah, but no, like, so thank you, Mikey. That was awesome. And thank you for, obviously teaching us and everybody, that story about the fire. And I knew about that one. That one was like really hard to read about when it was happening. And, yeah, it's something I try not to think about too much when I'm watching the show. I try to take it for all the positive vibes and whatnot.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I think that is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
crazy.
yeah. So
More interesting than the show itself, I would say.
well, listen. I mean, listen. This just so
Fucking tried you.
just so so people
speaking my
understand.
truth, bro.
Excuse me. So people understand a little bit about the story here. This isn't just somebody meets a dragon and they fall in love and start having sexual tension, like it's been
Right.
illustrated here by yourself.
Yeah.
This is about somebody who is, experiencing, a period of life that I think we can all almost kind of relate to, where you're kind of not sure what your direction is.
Yeah.
You're going through the paces. You're just working day in and day out.
Sure.
And I feel like a lot of us are almost wishing for something drastic to happen in our lives to make us feel like we have purpose or belonging or family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially for somebody like Kobayashi, who you don't ever really see her family.
Yeah, they talk about them a little bit, but
right?
yeah, she mostly just kind of like hangs in her apartment and gets drunk all the time.
She seems very distant from them,
Yeah.
and she seems very desperate almost for that family unit.
Yeah.
Because you see her craving that despite the weirdness of the whole situation.
Sure.
But just so people know, Kobayashi goes through the forest one night drunk after work and stumbles upon our lead character,
Yeah,
Toru,
totally.
who is
A giant dragon.
in dragon form,
Yeah.
gigantic, massive green dragon.
Yeah, which I'll say was a bit misleading because you don't get much dragon in this show.
Right, and as somebody who loves dragons, just
Yeah.
in general,
Yeah.
I was going into this show hoping for a lot more.
Me too, dude.
Yes,
Yeah,
I will give
me
you
too,
that.
man.
I will give you that. So,
Yeah,
Toru's impaled by a giant sword,
yeah.
and Kobayashi essentially drunkenly hops up and pulls out this
Yeah.
impossibly huge sword.
Which I will say, drunk Kobayashi is like one of the saving graces of the show for me.
Right?
Yeah, I'm a fan of drunk Kobayashi.
super OP
Yeah,
character.
sure,
Okay?
yeah.
The power levels here are off the
The
charts.
fact that there is an OP character in the show at all, and it's her of all the people
when she's drunk.
Yeah, you're right. That's funny.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
freeze Kobayashi,
Yeah.
and they have a little conversation, a little
Yeah,
chat. With
they get
each
hammered
other.
together.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Kobayashi goes home
Yeah.
thinking everything's all good.
Yeah,
doesn't
not even
realize
remembering. She wakes up in the morning like,
that
oh,
she
I'm all
extended an
hammered.
invite to Toru to come live with her.
Yeah.
And Toru takes her up on the offer
Yeah.
as her maid.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where our story leaps off.
Yeah.
The rest of the show is essentially building on this family, meeting new dragons.
For sure.
And the people that come along with those dragons.
Yeah.
And how they all kind of just work together in this little world.
Totally. Yeah. Each one seems to come in kind of like at first as a villain, as a like a counterpart, and then they join the team. And each one also, aside from a handful, opens up with a pair of bouncy titties, just like Toru, dude. It's like the first thing you see when she turns into human form.
let
It's zoom in on boobs, and they
Let me get
jiggle a
into
bit,
that.
and then we get a face.
Let me get into that. So this is based off a manga. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
okay.
all this stuff out of the way because I know
Yeah.
you're gonna get fixated on it. Okay?
Dude, I'm gonna get fixated on a lot, and that's a
I know,
big one,
I know,
man.
I know. So let's just get
Yeah.
it out of the way.
Okay, let's go right into
This is
the
based off a
sexuality.
manga. Okay,
Okay, let's get into it. What do you tell me?
Are you
Yeah.
aware of the world of hentai?
Like I know what it is.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you understand that there's a lot of manga
Yeah.
that is hentai as
Sure.
well, right? Not just regular manga. There's hentai manga
Sure,
as
sure,
well.
sure, sure,
okay?
sure. Yeah.
Nijoshin.
Yeah. Or doujishin. I don't know how you
Doujishin,
pronounce
yeah,
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully I
So
didn't fuck that up too bad.
so sometimes when you find yourself as an artist
Yeah.
and you realize, hey, all my output is hentai.
Yeah.
And that only gets me so far.
Yeah.
Right. That's only one outlet for my artistic abilities. Right. Sometimes you want to make something else. Maybe something that's a little more palatable to the general audience, something that might actually grow into something or take off or
Sure.
get featured in a magazine,
Yeah.
a monthly magazine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to hit
So-
to get that mainstream dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're at your core, you're still a hentai artist.
Okay, yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if your target market is early 20-year-old males,
Yeah.
then
Is that the target market for this show?
it is.
How?
This,
No,
is,
dude.
this is technically a seinen.
Can we
anime,
add a
which is-
prefix to that sentence?
Instead,
It's
shonen being for like 12, 13-year-old boys.
Yeah.
Seinen is for the next age group up.
It's for troubled 12 to 20-year-old
It
boys.
is for.
Right? It's not for normal 20-year-old, 12 to 20-year-old boys.
What do you mean?
I don't know, dude. The show is not like
10
when I
to
think of
12-year-old
12
boys,
to 20,
that's shonen. This is seinen. This is for the age group above that.
that makes it worse.
This- how does that make it worse if this is targeted at like 18-year-olds?
I don't know, dude. Again, everything about this show felt so childish for me, aside from the sexuality. So for me to think
what?
that this show's target audience is for 20-something-year-olds, just the fact that it's like, dude, simple little plot lines, nothing stories that happen. I know you're saying it's comforting or whatever, but to me, that's like as a person who has a child, the shows she watches are like the storylines are the same.
Sure.
It's like people having a small, tiny little conflict that's not really a big deal, and then they figure out how to overcome it and they learn a tiny little lesson. And that's every episode of the show. And so to me, as I'm watching this, I'm literally, aside from bouncing titties all the fuck over the place and like unsolicited advances and some other really creepy shit, dude, I'm watching a show my kid would watch, and love. Aside from all that shit.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know,
And
but
she's
I-
7, dude.
yeah.
She's 7.
And you know what? I think that's really something unique about this show and about a lot of similar shows
Yeah.
where they are balancing out the lightness and funness and that kind of whimsical nature of, old school kids cartoons.
Yeah.
With some other crazy stuff, because it's not just, they're not just balancing it out with just tits. There's a lot of like heavy action in this as well.
A lot?
Sorry, I shouldn't say a lot. I shouldn't say a lot. But they're right. But I guarantee to a degree that does not exist on your daughter's favorite shows.
Not hers, because she is a sensitive kid. Like that's kind of her nature. She gets freaked out by shit a lot, but like other kids her age do watch shows with way more action than a show like this. Way more. Like as an example, dude, one show we have watched as a family all together that is kind of a perfect blending of a kid show and adult show is Avatar: Last Airbender. Okay? No sexuality in that show.
Okay.
And it's very, very good for children and good for adults. And
but entirely different genre.
Okay, fair enough. But the parts that are good for adults, like again, I watched that show and enjoyed the shit out of it. I watched this show, and I feel like I'm watching, I don't know, dude, Gabby's Dollhouse or something like some shit that my kid watches.
Yeah, and right, and again, like your frame of reference is as a dad.
Yeah, okay.
Who's watching his daughter's shows all the time.
Not all the time. I walk out alley if she can watch them.
Yeah. Clearly enough to know very much that they are
they're like this. Exactly. But again, because I do know that they're like this, to like again, maybe we're talking about my frame of reference, but this is like that. It's not like any of the shows I've ever watched before that the target audience would clearly be for adults. So when you say it's target audiences for adults, for me, the only thing that is drawing those adults in is the boobs. Aside from that, it's a kid show.
No, I think there's a lot of adult issues that go on here. I think there's a lot of the workplace stuff. I think most of what Kobayashi goes through is very relatable to being an adult and trying to figure out your family or your role in a group of people. I think that's super. Kobayashi's life in general, I think, is super relatable.
Yeah.
To somebody who struggles to like figure out what family means and doesn't mean. And where I want to find myself in life and like I totally relate to a lot of what kind of Kobayashi goes through trying to figure out that for herself.
Yeah, I see all that. And I think the thing for me was that it was framed in a way that didn't deliver that to me in a way that I could digest it. Because even Kobayashi and the things she goes through, they don't really touch on that at all. It's happening quietly as everything else is happening, but it doesn't seem like it's the main focus of the show. It may have been the main point of the show.
You're seeing it through Toru's lens.
Well, you're kind of seeing it from everybody. You hop around character to character.
The dragon's lens, though, like generally, like when Kobayashi gets sick, like you can tell it's a rough thing for Kobayashi, but you're essentially seeing what it's doing to Toru.
Yeah.
So therefore, you see it through the lens of one of the more childlike characters, as you like to put it.
Again, but that's my point: is that it wasn't framed in a way to deliver me the Kobayashi storyline as an adult going through adult things. It was framed in a way giving me all the other storylines, which I was like, "Get me the fuck out of here, please! Like I've had enough." I've had enough, dude. Yeah.
Oh man, I think you take this show way too seriously, dude.
I don't know. I think you're taking it too seriously, dude. I'm
loving it. I love it.
I'm going to interject for a second. Sure. I think that this is actually geared towards, like, I'm not trying to be like funny or anything, like to lesbians.
It definitely has that vibe, big time.
Like Miss Kobayashi kind of has a bit more of an androgynous look to her.
Sure.
And it becomes more of a family unit. And even there's that one scene when Kana and the other girl, I can't remember her name, but like Saikawa, thank you. Like she sits on Saikawa's lap and like she's like, oh my god, but like we know that a lot of people in the gay community know at a very young age when they like boys or girls, right?
Yeah.
That's a real thing that happens to little girls.
Yeah,
sure.
They
right?
experience those things, of course.
Right. So I think it does have a lot of really good mature themes in it that kind of pushes that envelope and like
they're there. I agree with you. They're there.
You just can't get past the friggin' Oppais, man.
The Oppais is not even the thing I'm not getting past. The fact is that the show lands as a kid's show. You're right. Those themes are all there, but they're not framed in a way that anyone who's an adult, except for Jay, is going to vibe with. They're framed in a way that people who are children is going to vibe with, right?
So it's like let me understand further. I want to understand further, like your feelings towards this feeling like a kid show is strictly the fact that the topics that they tackle are surface level topics. That's also the only reason.
No, it's also just the vibe of each episode, like the nothing storylines. You know what I mean? There's no plot for me to sink my teeth into as a grown person. Do you know what I mean?
So why isn't Friends for little kids?
Friends has lots of plot to sink your teeth into, ongoing plots. The Ross and Rachel storyline takes like 7 seasons to unfold.
Well, this doesn't have 7 seasons.
Okay, I understand that. But it kind of, there's nothing hidden under the surface in this show, aside from, like you say, those themes that are there. And they're obvious. They just don't seem to me like they're the main focus of the show. See what I'm saying? And again, like, I don't know, dude, all these characters are all childish characters. And they're all like bubbly.
They're learning.
Yeah, I know, dude.
And like I don't think it would be accurate to say that Toru is the same level of naive or childish at the beginning of the show as she is at the end of season 2.
Yeah, I agree with you. She gets a little bit of growth in season 2 for sure.
And also, again, keeping in mind that they don't have 7 seasons to build out a Ross and Rachel epic, right?
Yeah.
They had 1 season with one director who I thought did a really good job building up to the end of that first season and leaving it in a place where you think shit is about to pop off. And then, of course, the fire happens, unfortunately. You know what I mean? The story kind of just doesn't really keep going with that. You know what I mean? Because at that point, the manga wasn't really going in that direction. The manga was more trying to be serialized. They were going for an every month fun little story that doesn't have to go anywhere because next month it's just going to be there again and it's going to be the same.
And that's why, to me, it feels like
serialization, right?
But that is exactly, I think you just outlined why I feel the way I do, is like, it kind of just feels like every month a fun little story and then we move on to the next one.
Right. And you don't think that could possibly be enjoyed by adults?
I'm not saying it can't possibly. I'm just saying that this show is created in a way. Look at the fucking thing, dude.
Right.
Look at it right now.
Listen, that's what I want to get into. I mean, is it the music? Is it the aesthetics? Is it the color? Is it the visual styling?
All of the above there, dude. All of the above there, dude, is all kids show shit. All of them.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I do know what you mean. It's just crazy to me. Like I guess I'm getting a further understanding for like. And I don't mean this to sound fucking like mean or like.
That's all right. You can be mean. I have some things to be mean about too.
But I think it really paints a picture as to like how little anime you've seen.
Sure.
If you think that this is unbearably childish, if you think that this is overflowing with childishness, like from every corner,
sure.
Then, oh buddy, just like strap yourself in, man. Because like I'm not saying that this is mature by any means. I think it is bubbly and I think it is cute and I think it is that is an aesthetic that they're going for.
Sure.
But yeah, man, like you're gonna hate a lot of shit then, dude.
Yeah, probably.
Because a lot of shit
I think we're aware of that.
A lot of shit is colorful like this.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of slice of life anime out there that is really beloved.
Yeah.
That is not so serious.
Yeah.
That is going to just be silly and exist for the sake of existing.
But there's ways to make shows that are silly and exist for the sake. And maybe I just can't articulate it. But when I was watching the show, it was as if I was sitting with my kid and I said, "What do you want to watch?" And I made some suggestions and she hated them all. And she picked some shit that I don't give a fuck about. And now I'm stuck sitting on the couch watching what she wanted to watch. And all I want to do is leave. That's the vibe I got, dude, this whole time watching the show. So maybe I can't articulate why, but definitely like I was in that zone the whole time watching the show.
But like, I mean, sometimes just even watching something with your kid is probably just fun, even though you're not enjoying it, right?
Sure. And here's the thing too, like maybe take the boobs and the sexuality out and make this a kid's show. And if she picks this, it might be more bearable than some of the other shit she picks. That's possible. Because there is some dragon shit. Do you know what I mean?
Well, what if it went in the other direction and they leaned heavier into the action and the dragon and the fantasy?
Okay, you want to know something?
Side of things.
The show that I want is the prequel show. The show that I want is Toru and what's her fucking name? Ilulu?
Yeah.
No, not Ilulu. Elma. I want their story.
Elma?
That's the show I want.
Okay.
I want the show.
Waifu.
Dude, season 2.
Really?
Oh yeah, buddy.
Really? Why though? She sucks at everything.
Why? She loves food just as much as I do.
That's how you choose a wife.
It is.
Speaking of choosing wives, if you're looking to choose a wife, you should go on our site or whatever podcast that you get. Click on that subscribe
You
button.
can't even get through it.
Oh no, dude.
Take a breath. Start again. And just tell them what they need to do.
I tried. That one didn't work out so well.
No, it didn't land, dude. But you know what would land?
What's that?
Your finger on the mouse.
He's
clicking
better
subscribe.
than you.
That's what should land.
Yeah.
Click subscribe, like, comment, share this.
Do it.
You know, show it to all the people you know love this show and all the people you know hate this show. 'cause
Totally.
there's
Tell
something
someone
for
with your
everybody.
actual mouth too. People like to hear what you're into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that word of mouth thing.
Yeah.
Here, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gomen, gomen.
But no, listen, I agree. Like, you know, my biggest issue with this show was there are these sprinklings of bigger and better shows.
Yeah,
And
big
bigger,
time,
bigger
yes.
and better directions
Yes.
that this could go in,
Yes,
right?
dude.
And while I'm perfectly happy kind of just sitting in the pocket like I do with this show and just enjoying their day to day, because to me, I find all the characters extremely lovable. I think they all have very unique charms to them. You know, very unique, you know, insecurities, which you learn a lot as the show goes on as well, which makes them even more endearing.
Yeah.
I think that character-wise, there's a lot to love here, and the interactions between characters, there's a lot to love. That being said,
Yeah.
I think that would be just as well served, if not better served, in a story that, again, maybe went back to the Dragon World every once in a while. Maybe we saw what was going on over
Like
there.
two
a little bit
parallel
more.
stories happening at once would have been nice.
Sure.
I just think there was more content and more substance in the Dragonland story than there was in this story.
Yeah, and I think you saw that developing a lot in season 2. They really got into more backstories in season 2. You started learning obviously a lot about Alulu and the doll and the children that she was friends with and how she got pulled from that world.
Yeah.
You find out crazy story development between Toru and Elma. Like
Again, that's the show I wanted. That's the real show.
the way that they built out their friendship.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, and as somebody who watched the first season a bunch of times, you don't get that in the first season
No, you don't
between
get it
them.
at all.
It's very surface level, their conflict with each other.
Yeah.
It gets swept under the rug as soon as Elma realizes what food is.
Yeah.
You know, and then they move on.
Yeah,
So
they have a
it's-
couple little head-to-heads, but yeah,
that's it.
They don't address the reason why.
Yeah,
there's
and I
tension.
love that they got into that in season 2. You know
Yeah.
what I
What
mean?
about Fafnir? He's so cool.
Faf.
Is he though?
Faf,
Faf,
man.
dude.
He's kind of a wiener, to be honest with you, if you ask me, dude.
Dude, he will fuck you up.
Will
Yeah.
he? Because he didn't even once in the whole show. He just sat around and played video games the whole time.
Yeah, because
I don't believe he will fuck people up, to be honest with you.
No, because if he wanted to fuck people up, the whole world would be fucked.
I don't know, dude.
He's one of those guys that's like secret dormant OP. Like,
Yeah, well, that's the
but
thing,
that's
though. And
what's
again,
so hilarious about his character.
you're going to tell me, maybe you'll scream accepted in my face, but to me, I'm like, if you want to make a character have that trait, then give me that a little bit. They didn't give me that.
Sure, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe
Not
they
yet.
will.
Yeah,
But again,
exactly.
we're 2 seasons in.
yeah.
Give me a little
Two
something.
seasons in, 2 directors in,
Yeah,
2
yeah.
massive changes in direction in.
Sure.
The show is, you know, obviously having some stumbling moments along the way.
Sure.
You know, the adaptation in itself is drastic, not drastically different, but different enough. This isn't just going page for page like Attack on Titan did. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
This is different than the manga. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
don't know anything about like manga adaptation into anime. I can say like as an example from something that I've digested in the past, like The Walking Dead versus the series, the comic, they intentionally went in a different direction because
Well,
they're
that's the
like a
thing.
lot of our fans are going to be coming as comic book fans, and we don't want to just give them what they already know because then they're going to criticize us
Sure.
and say we fucked it up.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we're just going to make a whole different show, and they fucking launched into like the #1 show of all time or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a decision you make, right? You're either
Yeah.
going to faithfully adapt or you're going to go in a different direction, right? This
Yeah.
one kind of went in a slightly different direction.
Yeah.
Or at least it seemed like it was kind of trying to, with the
Right.
best of its ability, considering the source material is so, like, you know, just slice of life. It's
Yeah.
just so
Yeah.
book to book is just whatever. Month to month is just a different story.
Yeah.
You're catching up with somebody as they're getting up to whatever they're getting up to.
Sure.
You know?
Same vibes though here for me.
Right. So but you could tell that they were trying to get away from that with the through lines and the deeper stories and the deeper connections.
True.
They were trying, but it was just like they weren't quite getting there yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a time thing or if that's an active choice to only be like trickling that in as opposed to really dumping it on.
Sure, yeah. And I guess like as someone who's connected with the show, you've chosen to like see it in a way where it's like, oh, there's more going on here that's unfolding, and you filled in a lot of those stories kind of in your own mind.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
And for
course.
me, I'm like, they're not giving me anything. I
know
don't give a
it's
shit about
there,
any of these
dude.
people.
No, I know it's all I know it's all there.
In your heart.
I do.
You know, yeah, I
I don't
know.
know when I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
And I've also gotten into the manga as well to try and explore that and see if there is more there.
Is there?
And there's more character development, I would say, but like
Yeah.
as far as the actual like plot lines and storylines,
Yeah.
not so much.
Then how do you know there's more there, dude? In my head, that's just you wanting it. No offense. I'm not trying to be rude. I know you love the show, but like
it's potential. I see potential.
yeah, okay.
I don't know there's more
and you know
there.
what?
I don't
when you,
know.
When
but
you put
like,
it that way,
I see insane potential.
When
in
you
the
put
show.
it that way, I do see potential too. But again, for me, where I don't see potential is the fact that there's been, again, 2 different directors. I'll give you that. But there's been 2 seasons where they haven't delivered on any of that potential. So there's no reason for me to believe that in the 3rd they will.
Sure. And listen, if somebody were to watch the first 2 seasons and just be like, all right, I'm done.
Like me?
Then I listen. I totally understand, dude. Like, bottom line is, you're not loving these characters the same way I am.
Yeah.
If you can get through 2 seasons and still feel this way,
Sure, dude.
because I really think that these are some of the most like charming, endearing character relationships I've seen in anime in a long time.
You know, I think the thing is that some of them are like actually very troubling, like not okay, like
Some of them,
like not good relationships.
Some of them are.
Yeah, in fact, most of them.
Some of them are troubling.
Most
yes.
of them, I would say, to be honest with you.
But it's sometimes it's also interesting seeing that develop into something not as troubling.
Did that happen?
I
Or
think
did
so.
did the people just kind of accept the fact that they have these like flawed relationships and move on, which I guess can be okay as long as it's not like endangering to your personhood or whatever. But
No, I think the characters that knew to lay boundaries, like Kobayashi, you know, eventually had those boundaries pretty well respected by the end.
did they though? Because actually the last scene was a breach of boundaries right off the bat. The last scene in the show.
Right, but that's the subversion, right?
Yeah.
The character, and that's the hook. Like, that's the fun of the show.
It's fun, but it's also, again, like it's like we talked about the relationships, and you say how they're like charming, and I'm saying they're problematic. And so like, yeah, I guess the hook is that the relationships seem charming, but actually aren't. Because okay, let's get into it about Toru and Kobayashi.
I think the charm is that the relationships seem not charming, but the more you watch them and more you get to experience them, you realize that they are harmless. That Kobayashi is never really in danger with Toru. And that Toru, springing the surprise wedding, you know what I mean, at the end, was harmless, dude.
Okay, I'll give you that. Like the most dangerous thing that happened in the show was the love potion and the big time rapey vibes that were going on there.
Yeah,
that was not okay.
Yeah.
But I actually think that the person who's in danger in that relationship was never Kobayashi, and it's been Toru from day one, because I think they have an abusive relationship, and I think Kobayashi's a manipulator.
Oh.
Because Toru is there and being like, I'm all in. Okay, let's talk. Mikey and I have talked recently a lot, actually, about love languages. Okay, so if you want to lay it out in that perspective, Toru receives love through touch. All she wants is to be touched or touched. You know what I mean? You see it when they touch hands and she flutters and she gets.
Sure.
Also, I'll say with words of affirmation, but to a lesser degree, because she's getting a shit ton of that. You know what I mean? That's
Toru also, though, I think,
Wants her tail eaten.
duh. Don't even talk to me about that, dude. Honestly, the first time I was like, heh. And by the 40th time, I was like, no more of that, please. I get it. Tail meat. She doesn't want it. I get it.
Yeah, man. One day, man. Maybe.
No, they won't, because now
it.
it's a gag and they can never.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But maybe they will.
I don't know, dude. It's awful.
love it.
Okay, so let me keep going. Okay, so we know how Toru receives love, okay? And she gives love through acts of servitude, which is great for Kobayashi because she receives love through acts of servitude. She loves it.
I think there's something to be said about how much Toru gets out of giving acts of servitude, though.
Yeah, again, that's how
Toru-
she expresses her love.
She expresses her love, but I think Toru is also getting a lot out of that herself.
Okay, sure.
I think that isn't truly just for Kobayashi. I think Toru truly enjoys and gets a lot out of serving Kobayashi.
Yeah.
I think that is also for Toru.
Okay.
I don't think that is truly one directional.
I mean, you're probably right, but from a
No, I'm definitely right.
okay, yeah, okay, I get
Cool.
you.
Thank you. Next.
Anyways, I don't know, dude. It just seemed to me like the whole concept of a maid is weird to begin with. Okay.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about if you're Kobayashi and you're teaching someone to understand humanity, are you going to do it in the context of well, you're my maid, so I'm going to teach you about how to be a maid because that's what humans are like? Because that's problematic too, right? Because really, if you want to teach someone about humanity, you want to teach them about freedom, right? And you want to teach them about relationships that aren't bound by some sort of bond that you made at the beginning that you're stuck to, and it's more about going with the flow and trusting your feelings. Now, I know you say Toru is enjoying this, and
Several
she wants
episodes they address that Toru wants to be Kobayashi's maid. It is 100%.
Yeah.
It's what she wants. When Toru flies into town,
Yeah.
and flies over that maid cafe,
Yeah.
She picks that.
But I also wonder, like, why? You know what I mean? Like, if a therapist is going to sit down with Toru, like, why do you want to serve her so bad? And why don't you live a life for you? And what do you really want? Like, what's your personality? Is your personality is just about being a maid for this person?
But I think that's something that you kind of figure out as you learn more about Toru's life. And that's something that you could learn a lot more about, again, if we spent more time learning about her background, learning about her history. Like, why are you like this?
I'll tell you, because really she didn't like the fact that the humans had to be killed and that her faction of dragons had to kill them. Okay. And so really in the human world, what Kobayashi could have done is like, well, let's get you involved in some humanitarian efforts. Let's come take you out and do some charity work. You know what I mean?
Toru didn't want that.
I don't know, dude. She never had the opportunity to try because right away her first
Toru
moment
picked
being
what she wanted immediately.
I know, but that's
got it.
But again, she picked without knowing all the options. Literally, the first option that came to her, she took.
Right,
and that's how she chose her identity.
For sure. And I don't think at any point Toru or Kobayashi held her back from exploring other options if she wanted to.
In the first episode, dude, she goes, "You shouldn't probably go outside. You're a dragon. You should stay in the kitchen
for her own safety."
Yeah, was it? Yeah, I guess a little bit, but I don't know, dude. Man.
Give me a break.
But there's that. There's that.
Don't go outside. You're my fucking.
There's that undertone too, though. 100% there is because at one point, dude, I'm telling you another scene. At one point, Kobayashi starts like mouthing off. Sorry, the other way. Toru starts mouthing off to Kobayashi about being messy, and Kobayashi's like, "No, but it's for you because you're a maid." And I'm messy for you. That's what you like.
Because Toru wants to be a real maid.
I know, but it's also like an abusive husband thing to say. Big time.
It might be like a typical kind of tropey sitcom husband type of thing to say.
Yeah.
Which again plays into one of the whole genres of this show. Like we talked right off the top that this does play out like a family sitcom in so many ways.
Yeah.
Toru is the stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Kobayashi is the working dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're talking
for sure.
like
That's the vibe of the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think they're playing up those tropes for that reason.
Yeah.
To give you that vibe.
Yeah.
You know, and just as problematic as so many old sitcoms are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Absolutely.
this one is playing into some of those tropes as well.
Yeah, but it is also happening now in a time in the world where we know those things are problematic.
Right, but something you might not also know is that maid culture is a thing in Japan.
I got that vibe.
Maid cafes do exist.
I kind of got that vibe
there
from the fact that
there are girls who grow up dreaming of working in maid cafes.
Yeah, but again, I think that's
they become celebrities there.
That's weird. I feel like
it's a desirable thing, and granted, those maid cafes, those girls are working, hour to hour, clock to clock. When they go home, they're not a maid at home, obviously, unless you're Georgie, Saikawa's weird sister.
Oh yeah, true.
But that you want to talk about a troubling character?
That's a weird one too.
That was out of all the characters in this show, one that weirded me the fuck out, dude, was Georgie. Man,
you want to know the one that weirded me the most was Lukoa, dude, because she needs to be in prison. Dude, she needs to be in fucking prison, dude. What she's doing is horrible. What she's doing is horrible, dude.
I was waiting too. I'm like, how have we gone this long without talking about Lukoa?
Dude, what she's doing is horrible to that kid, dude. And that kid is not into it. And like trying to lay boundaries down as best as a kid can. Mm-hmm. And no. Dude, at one point she's like legit naked, wriggling her body on top of him. And then the other thing is where's his parents, man? She's in their home doing this shit.
Yeah, that is one. Well, I mean, you find out eventually
I know, he's a magician.
His dad.
Yeah.
And he's a very weird character.
Dude, his response is basically like, "Hey, you summoned her, bud." She's
welcome to mage life, dog.
I don't know, dude.
You know, like that. Maybe they don't think it's a big deal because they're mages and they're just like whatever. You know what I mean?
But it's a big deal though, dude.
No, listen, I get it, and like, obviously, like that. That is definitely one of the areas. So this show has a lot of controversy, even among the anime community as well. Okay, and Lukoa and Shouta's relationship is one of the big ones that people zone in on.
It's the biggest one. Like I've laid them all out here.
Sure,
I'm sure I acknowledged them all at one point or another.
Absolutely.
But that one's the one that I just like couldn't get past. That someone would write that and be like, "This is fine."
Absolutely.
And again, think of it from my perspective as a person who thinks they're watching like more or less a kid's show.
Sure.
Like, how is this coming across in this show, dude?
Sure.
Yeah.
So now I'm not trying to justify the inclusion of this storyline or this angle in it.
Yeah.
But just trying to get behind maybe where the author or the creator of the series, the manga artist, was kind of coming from, right? Again, as somebody who is output of work is entirely sexual.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You want to introduce a young male character to your story, right? And give them a, maybe somewhat relatable, reaction to an unbelievable magical occurrence. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think they kind of hit the nail on the head as far as, a 10-year-old boy or whatever, perform some spell thinking that, they're going to be some magician, and then
Yeah.
that pops out.
Yeah.
And then all of this stuff starts happening to them. I think it's actually very realistic the way Shouta reacts and responds to all of this, right?
Yeah,
And
that for sure. Yeah, I'll give you that.
and I think that does breed some comedic moments in just seeing him like refusing her advances at all costs, when your average viewer would probably love to be accosted by her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that is an angle that you should be playing around with.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think that's super, super dangerous, and,
Sure.
and I think it's super not okay in
Yeah.
a lot of ways, and you can frame that. Even if you look at very serious real life stuff with like teachers abusing students, okay,
Yeah.
and people thinking that it's okay if the teacher is female and the student is male because young boys are disgusting and horny.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think that's fucked up. Okay.
Totally,
And,
yeah.
and you know
I'm
what I
glad.
mean?
Is that an applause?
Applause break. Hey, he's got a conscience, everybody.
Yeah. So in that regard, I'm glad that things never go further.
Well, they can't because this show doesn't go further. It
Right.
doesn't like literally. It takes it to the farthest edge as you can before it becomes a hentai,
Right.
right?
Right.
And they can't.
So for young male adult fans,
Yeah.
who want a fun slice of life thing that maybe has some aspects that are approaching on the hentai they also like,
Yeah.
then maybe that will be for them. Maybe that will narrow down that market to them.
They just could have given it to
Right.
a character who wasn't like a literal child. Like there's,
I agree. I
there
would
was
have preferred
endless
that.
amount of other couples that they could have had that relationship
I would have
with.
preferred that. I would have
Yeah.
preferred if Shouta was 10 years older, for example, and was 20 or something.
That'd way
I think,
better.
I think that
Way better
dynamic
show.
still would have been super crazy and interesting to explore,
Yeah.
especially because you could have maybe, pushed it a little bit further, and he could have eventually started to realize that he wanted to return these
Well,
advances. And then
and-
it's not, I'm going to jail time.
And they did have that in this show with Ilulu and the candy store kid.
The candy store
because
kid.
at first he's like literally bleeding from his face from her boobs, which is
Yeah.
like, is that a thing in
That
real
is
life?
that's a super anime trope.
Who once upon a time
The rocket
Who
nosebleed,
once
dude.
upon a time wrote that and was like, this is how it would go down.
The rocket,
Oh, man,
the
it
rocket
goes back so far.
so far.
I don't understand it because it's just not even close to real life. Like,
No, it's just
Like somebody's so hot they give you a nosebleed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
I
signifies.
don't know where it comes from either, but it's there, man.
yeah, I don't
It
know,
just
dude.
signifies that, like, oh my god, and like that she's so hot. Like,
But
I
it
used to watch
doesn't. It does.
Master
It does
Roshi
now.
all
But
the
it,
time.
what's that?
Rocket blood. I
Yeah,
think.
again, it does signify that now. But early on, someone was watching, like, what?
Sure.
Yeah.
The first time I ever saw it, I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
But then I immediately realized that this was just.
It happened in our first episode in Soul Eater a bunch.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anytime, and you can imagine the context under which it would happen.
Yeah, that was another show with like sexy boob lady who's kind of magical molesting a kid.
Right, but you see like
Yeah.
that desire to inject that into.
I just don't think it's okay.
Anime.
Yeah, I get that it's a trope, but just because it's a trope doesn't mean it's okay. You know what I mean? We don't hang our hats on things just because they've been around for a while. So to me,
They're not. Okay, you keep saying like they're not okay. Like you're saying it's not okay. Like this shouldn't be happening.
yeah, I agree. I don't think it should be happening. Dude, she's a grown woman.
Oh no. Okay, this dynamic.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like just like the overt sexuality and titties and
No,
anime.
that was just weird. I'm not
wait,
saying
wait.
it shouldn't be
Okay.
happening. Yeah,
because there's nothing wrong with titties.
Yeah, because I just want to say,
but titties in a kids show.
This isn't
No,
a
we
kid's show.
It's not a kids show. It is if you take the titties out.
No, it's not a
That's
kid's show.
what I'm trying to say.
There,
I'm
are,
just
there,
saying.
there are no children's toys for Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Yeah.
No, but there could
There's
have
no,
been.
there's no trading cards.
But that's because
Yeah.
of the titties.
no. That's because this isn't.
If
the
it
show
was a
isn't
show
for kids.
without titties, I guarantee you the audience, regardless of what the target was, the audience would be children.
Kids won't like this show.
They
kids
would.
don't like this show, and kids don't watch this show.
But that's
the
because-
manga is 18 plus. You cannot buy the manga
Yeah.
unless you're over 18.
Again, take the titties out and it gets a lower rating, and they do.
Sure, but like they
That's
don't.
I know, but that's why I'm saying, dude.
So that's why it's okay for the titties to be there.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's weird. It's fucking weird.
Let's just
Sure, but
appreciate.
it's not okay.
Lulu's fire bags for a second, though.
Her flame bags.
Her
man.
flame
Yeah.
bags.
That was weird, dude.
Did you like that justification of why her titties are so big?
Honestly, no.
To hold her fire?
No, dude.
Why not?
Yeah.
You're always crying for some sort of scientific explanation behind just the magic.
Okay, yeah.
And they gave you that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
They're so big because they have to hold her fire, bro.
I acknowledged that it was like an intentional kind of like joke they wrote in, but it didn't make me laugh. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, fire bags.
Lulu
Moving on
looks
now.
like my wife, so like I'm all for it.
Yeah, pretty much same. Yeah.
Did she blast you with fire from her titties too?
No comment.
Okay.
she was another controversial character though when they brought her in.
Yeah,
for
because
the
she's
second
like a
season.
weird like lady child. Like
Well-
she's a child. She's grown, but she never had a childhood. So now she's like a grown adult living out her childhood.
Her personality is very childlike,
Yeah.
and that mixed with her smaller stature,
Yeah.
smaller build,
Yeah.
made people think that this show was trying to introduce a little girl
sexy
with
girl, yeah.
gigantic titties.
Yeah,
right?
no,
Which
she was
wasn't the intention.
No, she actually got a lot of
Yeah.
backstory. She's a case of arrested development. When she was a kid,
Exactly.
she had a little taste of childhood and it was ripped away from her. And so that was the end of her growth.
For sure. And
Yeah.
and for a new character that was introduced just in the second season and kind of only got a few big moments in the second season,
Yeah.
probably my favorite character in the show right now.
You know, and to be honest with you, I could have gone without her altogether. to be
Really?
honest. Yeah, I just didn't care, dude.
Because you didn't care by that point that she came in.
Yeah,
you
I
were
didn't
already
care.
checked out.
It literally, when she showed up, I was like, okay, another villain who's going to join the team, and then she did.
Yeah.
And then her story, like she got that little bit of backstory, but it wasn't relevant. And I was already kind of annoyed. I wasn't getting better stories out of the characters I
Exactly.
had, and I was
That's
like,
what I
why
mean, you
give
had
me
already
more,
checked out.
man? Why give me more?
You had already checked out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But here's
Is it
a
though?
little
'Cause you
tip.
seem bothered about it, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, if you were checked out by that point, I would not expect you to like her character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, I was dying for more of this show
Yeah.
because the first season aired and then there was a kind of a big gap between the first and second season.
Okay.
So by the time the second season rolled around, I was
Yeah.
dying for more.
Sure.
And I see we're getting a new dragon to the mix, which
Yeah.
I got super excited about. And then I saw her design with her giant like dragon claw hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Didn't think
And
you were
her-
going to say
and-
dragon claw hands.
and and like her sharp teeth.
Yeah.
And that first battle she has in the city where they have to put up the barrier and shit.
Yeah.
And they're just going at each other. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, this is what I
Yeah,
fucking
and
came
Toru
here
goes
for.
beast mode for the first time ever.
Love that shit, dude.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that hooked me with the show in the first place because in the first season when Toru and Kana want to play
Yeah.
and they go to that big field and they fucking finally really start to give each other,
Yeah.
their full power.
Sure.
I'm like, this is the show. I'm like,
I know.
please tell me this is where the show is going.
It's not though.
And then
it wasn't.
but it didn't. But then it also still came through and got me with like the cute shit and
Yeah.
like the lovey, family, wholesome vibes.
Kawaii.
Exactly. Fuck, man. It got
Yeah.
me, dude. And like,
Yeah.
I just want to protect them all. I just want to like look after them all and make sure their family unit is never disturbed. I just
Yeah.
want them
Yeah.
to be happy forever.
I just don't care about them that much. I will
that's
say
fine.
your drop reminded me that I like Kana is a character who's worth spending some time talking about.
Sure.
Because you addressed that like I'm a father and my kid's probably around her age.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I kind of vibed with her storylines a bit and her growth because her growth mirrored kind of the shit that I see in my own kid.
Sure. Cool.
And so maybe that's unique for me.
yeah.
and
But
may-
that's interesting. Like,
But like, I wonder if I was like a single man with my same outlook and perspective on life, if I would have cared about her at all. I don't know. I have this like thing where that I developed that I call a child tragedy complex, where like to me, when I see a kid crying, even if it's for some bullshit that they like deserve to be getting told off about, I'm sad for that kid, dude.
yeah.
Every time, man. And so every
Sure.
time she had a moment, like especially early on where she like wanted acceptance in school and all she wanted to do was play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I picture my daughter in school wanting to play and kids not playing with
Sure.
her.
Yeah.
And then like she wants cute shit. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like the joy I get from like then this same thing Kobayashi did, like waiting till she leaves, going and buying the cute keychain. I'm like, hey, I got this. For
I
you.
got this for you.
Dude, it's the fucking best.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Warms your fucking heart.
Yeah, dude. 100%.
Yeah, dude.
So there was a little bit of a hook there.
I mean, yes,
yeah.
I could relate. Yes. So I was
that-
vibing with that. Yeah.
Okay, just bottle that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then quadruple the size of the bottle.
Yeah.
That's my bottle.
Yeah.
So you see.
You're expressing it really well. I just still don't quite know why. Sure. I don't know why. Yeah.
I don't necessarily know why either.
Yeah. I think you should ask yourself why.
I've tried.
You should wonder.
I've tried and I've tried.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I've tried by trying to get other people to watch this show as well and
Yeah.
be like, is there something in this show
Yeah.
that just hooked me. Like I didn't for the longest time, dude. I couldn't explain it, and I couldn't explain it because I tried showing my girlfriend, who I thought would be the most critical of me liking this show,
And she's like, no, I'm about
and
it.
she's just like, I can't explain why this show makes me so fucking happy.
You guys are great for each other.
All right,
You
I
found
wanna
it, dude.
Bring it back for
Senpai.
a little senpai
let's
thing.
do it.
Okay.
I feel like we're like totally off structure for this episode.
We are, yeah, but I'm okay with it, dude. I'm having it.
That's just flying by the seat of my pants here.
That's okay, dude. Yeah, I'm with it, dude. You're passionate. Your passion's coming through, dude.
No,
To be honest with you,
I
like,
wanted him on the show because
Yeah.
I'm like, I would have dropped this show like halfway through, but
this
I
is the
only
thing,
finished
though.
it.
We
You're
got into
making it hard for me to like make you mad.
Yeah.
Because you care so much, dude.
It's a genuine
You
love,
care so
man.
much, and Mikey just gets mad at me when I make fun of shit.
It's
and
wholesome.
You're making it to the point where like I don't want to hurt your feelings by making fun of the show you love.
Because, dude, like, listen, and like, and this is the other thing
Yeah.
that I sometimes worry about when it comes to this. Sorry, Mikey, I will get back to you in 1 second.
Yeah.
The other thing that I worry about with this show, and this is why sometimes I argue about it so passionately, is because
Yeah.
I don't want to be written off as some guy who's just like collecting boners off this show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You haven't expressed that in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
dude.
And,
yeah.
But like, I feel like that's going to be the assumption off of any guy who likes this show.
Yeah.
When you watch this, when somebody else watches the show, you're gonna be like, oh, like they like it for the titties. You know what I mean?
But
They're
the
like,
problem with that though, dude, is that you can get anime titties without this childish shit.
what I'm saying.
So that's why no one's gonna think
I
that
don't
about
come
you.
here for that, bro.
No, dude. Let me put it this way: if you're jerking off to this show, you have some serious problems.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be locked up.
You have
with
some
some
problems. Yeah. You have
Actually,
some
maybe
problems.
not. Maybe
No,
not.
because that's what you want.
That's what you want. Yeah.
No one's thinking that about you, dude. No one's thinking
Okay,
that. I came into the show. My first question was like, dude, are you okay?
Yeah.
Not because I think you're jerking off to kid shows, but because I think you like something that it just is so weird and bizarre and doesn't make sense for me and was just
Sure.
not enjoyable for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so much of the controversy, like especially online and in the anime community around the show, is just that it's like disgusting and perverted. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
I didn't even, aside from the Lokoa thing, that wasn't even my main concern.
Cool.
My main concern was just the disconnect of the things they're offering me, and I couldn't find a way for it all to mesh in my head. And I was
100%,
like, it
dude.
just felt disjointed and
Yeah.
again boring.
listen, dude,
Yeah.
I obviously cannot get behind the boring thing, but
Yeah.
like the disjointed feel of this show
Yeah.
is a thing. And I think it's the appeal for so many people.
Huh? Interesting.
I do.
Oh,
Mikey,
turn me off.
Well,
you turn me off.
back to
Senpai.
Senpai.
just because I know we were really curious earlier about where the fucking bleeding nose
Oh, you looked at
Oh,
the
you
history.
looked it up?
Okay, I'm
Man
curious.
is
yeah.
better at my job than I am.
There you
Holy
go,
shit.
yeah.
So manga artist Yasuji Tanioka is believed to be the first to introduce the motif with his early 1970s manga Yasuji no Mitamata Gaki do Koza. Y'all can
70s, bro.
Fucking
70s.
Wow.
Yeah, you can correct me later, guys,
Yeah.
or my Shweebs. Other manga artists adopted his technique, and soon everyone was sporting a bloody nose.
That's it. Just the guy did it and they liked it.
Yeah,
That's a shitty history, dude.
There's just nothing else to it.
Yeah.
Man. That's
Like, was it the show that it was written in, the original one? Was it really like an iconic title, or was it just it happened?
I don't know, man. This is a bit like this title's a bit before my time.
Yeah.
Right? But like,
It had to have been respected if the people following it
Yeah.
continued it.
well, and also
Right.
that's the thing with tropes, though, right? Like sometimes people don't know the etymology of where these tropes started.
Yeah.
A lot of
And-
times it's just homage.
Yeah.
It's like they saw it in their favorite anime growing up and
Yeah.
they just want it in theirs.
I'm
So
guessing
fuck
this
it.
is less of an homage and more of a like, okay, how do we make this a drastic reaction?
It is.
Because we've already got the like, oh, jump back and oh, I'm crying and oh,
Or
I'm making
hard
a face.
eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, fucking make him bleed from the nose.
nosebleed.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
no, but this is definitely like the trope
Yeah.
being enacted out. Like
Yeah.
for sure, it's
Sure.
a reference to that long running gag.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is used to show the most extreme reaction to,
Yeah.
blushing, arousal, whatever
Yeah.
you want to
Embarrassment.
call it. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Yeah. What's up next? What do we got to get into next?
We can talk quickly. I guess we've kind of covered actually most of my notes, even though we did it in like a hop around kind of way.
Yeah.
One character we didn't address yet actually is not a dragon, and it's Takia.
Yes.
Because Takia's an interesting fucking character, dude.
Dude.
Who I didn't hate.
Taki-kun.
I didn't hate him, dude.
Yeah.
Because he's just a bro, man. He just like has a bunch of new friends and wants to hang and wants everyone to be happy.
Wants to get drinks after.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to play video games with his new homie who he's like probably low key fucking on the side. Let's be honest.
I don't know.
I don't know about that, man. Faf is just playing video games. He wants to like crush people. He's the greedy dragon who's gonna like. He just
I can't
wants
see
to
him
get
being very affectionate.
Yeah.
No, but that doesn't mean they're not doing some weird shit when the camera's not on.
No, but Faf
I
is
think
like,
I think they have their own weird way of showing affection.
Like, let me put it this way: he's a top.
Faf?
Oh yeah,
or a power bottom.
He could be a power bottom. Who knows? Yeah, but I think
those two
there's
are probably the most straight like characters in the whole fucking thing.
disagree. I disagree, dude. To be honest with you, man.
Who's
Faf
straighter?
is just playing fucking video games all day because he just wants all the cool little treasures from the video games.
Yeah.
Because in real
Elma's
life,
pretty straight.
Yeah. Elma.
I'm trying to think like who's straight.
Elma's
who's
the only
straighter?
character who didn't have a love interest.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's
Not
no
even
real-
one.
yeah.
Like it wasn't even addressed. If anything, she's like preoccupied with her like loss of her friendship with Toru, and that's why she enters the human world, right?
That's right.
In the first place, like they all had their different reasons.
Yeah.
and that was her reason. Yeah, I don't know, dude. The whole Takia thing was, I don't know. He was just he was the relatable.
Yes.
So yeah, him.
He's
and Kana,
relatable for us as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he is like. That's like me and Mikey. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we want to go to the conventions and like fucking sell our books and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And we,
hot melons or huge melons.
Yeah.
You want to sell your book called Huge Melons?
but like listen, like I my room doesn't look like his, but
Yeah.
like I can't lie that a small part of me wishes I could just plaster all of my walls with like fucking like anime boobs, you know what I mean? And just like of course, like every guy who loves anime wishes that he could have like a little gaming room that was just fucking plastered with this shit. He's super relatable character.
Mikey does. He's got way more of these that you guys don't ever see.
Yeah, the shrine.
Way more of those
The
that you guys
shrine.
don't ever see.
Yeah.
Mikey might be jerking off to kid shows.
Fuck you.
I don't know, dude.
Fuck you, man.
I don't know what you do up there.
Don't. Okay, it's one thing coming after my shows.
Yeah.
It's another thing coming after my fucking figures.
Dude, what it all comes down to is I'm coming after you, bud.
Plug your ears.
Yeah.
Plug your ears.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the bad man.
Yeah, earmuffs, little ones, earmuffs.
Oh, man. I don't know, dude. I think we pretty much covered it all, and we can probably get close to closing it off. Can I guess your score for the show, or do you have more to talk about? You want to touch on anything
we
else?
talked about the world, like the artistically. Okay,
Yeah.
I know tonally you thought it was a little on the childish side, but
Sure.
otherwise the art.
Yeah. Fine.
It was just
didn't
fine?
stand out.
Okay.
Even like the dragon fight scenes, there were a couple times where I was like, "That's kind of cool," but then afterwards I was like, "It's cool because it's in context of this very low energy show." So it's not
It's
even like,
contrasting the cute fun stuff.
So to me, it's like it's
makes
not
it
even like
feel-
the fight scenes were that good, or you know what I mean, or like well drawn. They just
thought they were.
existed and were like higher points than the rest of the show, which was all kind
Dude,
of
come
low
on,
points.
man. When Toru fights her dad,
Yeah, but even that was super quick and didn't last long.
It was
and that's
quick, but the quality that they got to with that scene,
Yeah.
I think stands up with almost any like high action anime that exists.
Maybe.
which
Again,
is
I don't
part
have
of
the big
why
of a
I
frame of
wanted so
reference.
much more.
Yeah.
which is why I wanted them to explore that more because I'm
Yeah.
like, this could be a top notch fucking action anime if it wanted
Yep.
to be.
I will say, dude, having seen this show now, if they give you that show, I'm in for that show.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, please do.
I'd definitely let
And
you
I'll
know.
watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't actually find that much of the art to stand out. It was kind of
Okay.
like, as you can see, kind of just standard modern anime art. Like, is there anything
Well-
that stands out as a person who appreciates it more than me?
For me, like character design for me was like
Yeah.
was kind of my favorite thing. Just like the uniqueness of each of the characters. It's not a typical way to depict a dragon people. You know what I mean? Like when you
The
think
antlers and the tails.
Like the antlers I think is unique. Faf looking the way he looks, like
Yeah.
I think that's a unique take for like a really dark kind of gothic dragon. But like I love all the character designs so much, and I'm a really big fan of contrasting cute with like badass.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
There's so little badass in the show.
I know, but
So
there's
heavy
just
on the
there's
cute.
just enough.
I don't think there was.
There's just enough for me.
Okay.
And that's why again Alulu kind of embodying I think the most cute with the most badass. Her dragon form is just pure flames, dude.
I don't even remember it.
A flame-shaped
It was
dragon.
so fleeting when you see it that I don't even remember what it looks like.
It's amazing. Watch it again if you need to see it more.
I probably won't bother watching it again.
You're
I'm
lost.
just gonna send you like little clips on the phone.
Okay, you can do that.
I'm just gonna start collecting Kobayashi gifts and just fucking send
Give
them
them
to
to
him
me.
all the time.
Spamming them.
I know how to get under your skin now.
The Goodwill's gonna have a lot of weird shit donated to them in a little while. Yeah.
Touch that shit and you die.
Fuck, dude. Yeah.
Music was
Fine.
pretty whimsical.
I guess I didn't even notice it. Sometimes
Yeah.
I write that I'm like I didn't. By the end of when I'm compiling my notes, I'm like I don't have a single note about music, and then I'm like, is that good or is that bad?
I'm
mean, I
personally
guess-
a fan of the music. I thought it really suited the tone, and
Yeah.
I thought it was also really cool that different versions of the ending song was actually performed and recorded by the girls themselves who voiced the dragons.
I didn't even know that. Would have never known.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of the soundtracks, look them up on Spotify. There's a bunch of them out there, and you actually get like they'll do 5 or 6 different versions, and it'll be each of the dragons singing the song, like doing their own take, their own rendition. So
That's a
you can
very-
find your favorite dragon and hear them sing the song.
That's also a childish thing, though, dude. Again, having a kid, my daughter listens to the soundtracks of all her favorite shows, and it's all the characters from the
I
shows.
listen to Disney soundtracks in my leisure time.
Do you?
When's the last time you listened to the Tarzan soundtrack?
Dude, Phil Collins goes hard for no reason. No one asked him to go that hard, and he just did.
But he did it for the kids.
Yeah. I'm not listening to them anymore, though.
You're
When I was a
lost.
kid.
You're lost.
You're going to sing it for me, Lily?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have no fun left in your life,
Dude.
I'm gonna enjoy it for you.
I have fun. I just have fun that's appropriate for my age.
Sounds really limiting, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that you're living that limited life.
I'm living a very full life. Thank you very much.
I'm out here enjoying it all.
You're out here embracing this
right, man. Loving
childish stuff, material. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I'm not going to call you a
right.
child anymore.
Thanks.
So Jordy, what's your score on this?
I want to guess Jay's first, too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My rating.
Yeah, I think
Hit me.
rating.
I think you're giving it a 9.5 because you don't give 10s like me.
We all don't give 10.
I know,
I don't give 10s. This might be surprising. I'm actually gonna go a little lower.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit this with a 9.0.
9.0.
9.0.
9.0, and
Okay.
it's just losing points again because of how much more I want this show to be.
Yeah.
I think it's so great as it is, and it totally has me, but I just want things to expand a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a perfect 10 out of 10 show for me. But 9 points, incredible art, characters, story, good vibes, good feelings all around from this show.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you do appreciate a little titty bounce once in a while, you got that. You got that.
Yeah, fair
In
enough.
spades.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Okay, cool.
How about you? Wait, can I guess yours?
Yeah, go.
Oh, 2.5.
Close. But I'm going to go the exact amount lower that you went. I'm giving it a 2 points.
2.0.
2.0.
Okay, where are those 2 points coming from?
It gets 1 point for a handful of characters that I didn't hate.
Hey,
Okay.
which are, again?
Kana,
Kana,
Takia, Drunk Kobayashi.
and Kobayashi.
That's pretty much where we end on that.
Hold on, let me just quickly say, you harped so much on the inappropriate and abusive relationships in this, yet your favorite was fucking Drunk Kobayashi.
Yeah.
Easily the most abusive character in the entire show.
No, she's a fun drunk, dude. She's not an abusive drunk.
What are you talking about, man?
Tell me what she did when she was drunk.
orders Toru to take all of her clothes off every single time.
Yeah.
Every time?
Every time.
No, really? The one time when she had a dick and she was questioning her.
I feel like he didn't even watch the show.
Honestly, dude, I was like having a hard time, and it's possible that I
I'm
just
second
missed
guessing
it.
the last hour and a half of my life that I just had this podcast with somebody who didn't actually watch the
No,
show.
I'm well versed in what's going on in the
I'm
show.
just
dude.
fucking with you, bro. But for real,
Yeah.
she's a super abusive drunk.
I didn't remember that. I
She's
remember-
super mean and crude.
Yeah,
and
she's
awful to
very like
Toru.
authoritarian.
Okay.
She really plays up the "I'm your master and you're my maid" thing when she gets drunk.
Oh, interesting. I just remember her riding a dragon on Christmas Eve, drunk as fuck. And I was
bottle
like,
in her hand?
yeah, and I was like, I want to do that too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Anyways, the other point comes from the one time I laughed in this whole show. Okay, and I'm going to tell you the scene.
Okay.
There's a
okay,
dude
I'm
sitting on a
excited.
bench, and they kick a deflated soccer ball. And the dude's clearly high as fuck. And the soccer ball lands on his head. And he stands up and goes, Nirvana! And runs off into the woods, dude. And I fucking died, dude. That one scene. I don't know what was going on, man. I don't know what was going on. Or where that came from. Or
Yeah,
what
I
purpose it
remember that.
served.
That was
Except
good.
that it did it for
I
me.
barely remember that scene,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna look for it now, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's it.
I'm glad that one got you.
Yeah. And that's it, man.
So last thing I'll say is when the Hangar 91 Kobayashi merch drops,
Yeah.
it probably is already dropped by now by the time this is airing.
Yeah.
What size of everything would you like?
Uh,
Sorry, for your daughter, because this is a kid's show.
No, I can't give it to her because it's a very inappropriate kid show, dude. I'm
Oh,
conflicted
you're right.
about
And
who
there's
the
titties
show's
on the merch.
Yeah.
So,
Is there really?
oh, yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
How do I avoid that?
I mean, there was a lot of non-titty stuff. There's dragons. Don't forget that the show is about dragons.
No, it's not.
No?
It's not really.
Okay.
It's not really.
It
about
just
But we
that.
all wish that it was a little bit more.
half
We agreed on that,
dragons,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you make some dragon merch, I'm an XL, bro.
Thanks, bro. Mikey, what's your rating, dude? Let's hear it, man.
Okay, so
Hold on. Should we both guess his?
Okay,
Are we
I'm
going to keep this going?
I think he's going to
Guessing
split
game?
the difference and go a 5 or a 6, maybe.
I'm going to go 6.5.
yeah, so I'm more of like a 6.57.
You're only giving it extra points
Oh.
because you don't want to side closer to me.
No,
Yeah.
no, man.
Yeah.
Listen. Hold on. Him giving a certain score because he loves me is a perfectly valid reason to give
No,
that
it's
score.
because he doesn't want to be seen as agreeing with me. It's not about loving you. It's about not wanting to be seen agreeing
It's
with me.
100% about loving him. And
Thank
A,
you.
because this anime did bring a lot of joy. Like, it's not, I'll be honest. The anime that I did want to see is what you wanted to see, is like the prequel, like
Yeah.
the dragons. Because
Yeah.
I like when
Dude, the
there's-
dragons fight the gods.
Yeah.
And then the dragons split. They were unified.
We didn't even talk the half a second where you find out that the sword, the holy sword,
Yeah.
that pierced Kobayashi, also has a human form.
Wait, what?
What?
No, I didn't learn about that.
No.
No, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is that from the manga?
Maybe it is. Maybe I'm confusing.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I could.
because I don't think it's in the anime. We didn't see
Dude,
that
you
in
get
the
all
anime.
this backstory in like a small portion of the second last episode of the second season.
I'm just saying, dude.
So I don't think they were giving
the
you too much.
Then maybe it was the manga, but
Yeah.
they open it up that like there is this like. There's more to this other world
Yeah.
that like the sword had a
Give
human
it to
form.
me. Get rid of this
And that
shit
it was,
and
and
give
that it
me
was,
that.
and that it was thrown into her by the gods. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
That,
know
like,
it was thrown into her by the gods.
right,
Yeah.
but that
okay.
sword itself was a character.
Interesting.
I do
Yeah.
like the slice of life part of this. My thing is that when I look at anime and a good story, there's usually one large overarching story
Yeah.
and then little ones in between or
Sure.
like underneath, right? So if there was like this big overarching story, like which I thought was going to happen with Kobayashi and her dad,
Yeah.
right? Like they
Same.
were gonna
At the end of the
battle.
first season,
Yeah.
you think that all right, this is where the
was
story's going.
Yeah, right.
They're
Yeah.
finally gonna narrow in on this fucking storyline now.
Yeah, no, there's just this show wasn't about to give you an antagonist. That's the thing with this show. They're not giving you a bad guy. So even though they give you a bad guy,
He's not
it
a
just
bad
goes
guy.
away. It goes away. Dude, in the end, really what he is, he just doesn't approve of his daughter's sexual
Reckless ways.
orientation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes over and he's like, I don't approve of this,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to try and change your ways.
Right.
And she's like, I just want to live with my lesbian life partner. And then Kobayashi yells at him and is like, she's cleaning up after me and cooking for me. Leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And that's literally the whole relationship between her dad.
Beautiful.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful moment.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I think that was a good episode.
Sure, man. Fuck
it was
yeah.
a fucking
Yeah.
Dude.
fun mix up.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm just glad that I wedged my way into Jordy's like fucking weak spot here. And
You didn't wedge, you forced it in, dude. I can't not watch the show.
No, not that, but just like that you felt like you kind of had to hold back a little bit not to hurt my feelings.
Yeah, you're very emotionally connected to this show.
That was,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that as a personal win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
I
victory.
also feel that like it's nice, you know, being on this side for once, just to not have my blood pressure
Yeah.
rise.
Oh yeah, no, you know what? I can't even imagine how fucking flushed and red in the face I'm gonna be on camera for all this. Because
Yeah.
like fuck, man, my face gets so red no matter what. But
Yeah. I feel like, but not because you were angry, more like I think you felt a little exposed. Like you were like exposing a part of yourself that's deeply personal and you're not used to sharing with people, maybe?
I guess I'm talking about a show that I've never really been able to talk about, like
Sure.
in long
In
form
depth like
before.
this, for
yeah,
sure.
like
Yeah.
I had a quick, a quick but intense conversation with Mikey weeks ago
Yeah.
when we decided that this switch was going to happen.
Okay, yeah.
Because I got really passionately talking to him about it before
Yeah.
he decided to start watching it, actually.
Yeah.
Right before.
Yeah.
And then, as a good bro did, he immediately fucking watched it and then prioritized the episode all for me because he loves me.
Yeah.
But he also said, he's just like, no, man, like with that passionate 15-minute
Yeah.
rant you just went on,
Yeah.
you need to be the one singing across from Jordy. So then, like, yeah, man, like this was the longest I've ever really had to kind of get into it and break it down.
Yeah.
But it also kind of reaffirmed for me that like I don't know exactly what it is about this show.
You know,
it's
I'll
a
give
lot
you-
of things.
So
Yeah.
there's a whimsy and like a charm to it where you do like want to see what happens in their daily life, especially like Fafner like selling his little like curse books.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
God, that
know,
was so funny, dude. When he sells the book of curses and they find out it's a real book of curses.
Yeah, I mean,
But he doesn't sell a single one.
I wouldn't say
like,
so
humanity
funny.
is safe.
I wouldn't say so funny, but
Well,
like
that's fine. Not
I
everybody
like-
can have a good sense of humor.
I like gently breathed out of my nose a little bit. It was like
nice.
a lot of those in this show.
Right on. Yeah.
A lot of those.
I know it's no like Tupi and Binu or Caillou, but like
First of all, I fucking hate Caillou with a passion, dude. But we can move on. We're not talking about Western animation. Thank fucking God.
All right. Anyway, where can people find you, Jordy?
I'm reaching in on Instagram, and you can just catch up with my life and my bullshit there if you're interested.
Yeah. How about you, Jay?
check out Hanger91, hanger91.bigcartel.com, or on Instagram at hanger.91. I'm going to have some Kobayashi merch ready to go for this. I think I'm doing crew necks.
Nice.
Let's just say there will be like a link, and like maybe it'll be right here.
Maybe it'll be right below. And
know,
maybe you
yeah.
should click it.
Yo, if you guys do that, I gotta edit that shit in. You
I
know
know.
that later.
Yeah, we're lighting the
No,
fire.
no. In the description.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. We won't make too much work for you.
Yeah.
Mikey, where are people finding you, bro?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Korean Barbecue 86.
You remembered it that time.
I remembered it this time.
Hey.
It only took 7 fucking episodes.
That's not true. There was other episodes where I did remember. I just fucking couldn't.
That was-
I think
that was a one-off, yeah.
that was
Okay.
just a one-off.
Yeah, you're just not coming off of being attacked and all flustered for an hour straight.
That's right. That's right.
I'm calm, cool,
Yeah.
collected, just still a little passionate and excited about my little patches.
Okay.
I'm going to make some stiff drink.
Yeah.
And you can, I don't know when it's going to launch. There's actually been a delay for Pokedomes, so I will let you guys know, and we will go from there.
But go
Sick.
follow his Instagram anyways and go
Yeah.
get ready for that shit because it's coming.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
All
right.
right.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye, Shweebs.
Peace.
Bye.
My Shweeby weebies.
See ya.